It's recording.
Hmm?
It's recording.
Is it?
Yes. And you're out of frame.
Am I?
Yes.
Oh, my fucking...
I know.
God! Ah! Terrifying!
I was waiting to see how long it would take you to notice. Welcome back to our video where I'm wearing a wig and
What'd you do with your hair?
Sport's wearing glasses that have a light in them. You can see the light. So today's video is going to be the paranormal tag. Ooh! Alright, so we're gonna just jump into it. There are 13 questions because 13 is a very lucky number in my opinion. Oh, I think something bit me. Something did bite me. Okay, question number 1. How old were you when you had your first paranormal experience?
I think I was like 5.
I was about 4.
Okay.
What was yours?
A bear floating.
A bear floating?
Teddy bear.
Like an actual teddy bear floated.
Kind of like that.
Okay. It was just that I had an imaginary friend.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. Beyonce.
I'll ask question number 2.
Okay.
Question number 2. Have you always believed in ghostesses?
Yes.
Me too.
Question number 3. Where is your favorite place to investigate? I don't go investigating, so I guess my answer is going to be very weird, and I'm going to say the internet, because I like to go on and watch other people's paranormal experiences, so I investigate on the internet. Do you have an answer, Luna?
I haven't really done a lot of like investigating per se, but I have obviously visited places at night that are presumably haunted. And there was one place I went to that ghost hunters went to, if you guys are familiar with ghost hunters and sci-fi. It was a couple years ago. We were in St. Petersburg, and there was a hotel on the intercoastal that's like 50 years old, 60 years old, and there was a room that at the time the side of the building was being renovated, but we creeped in there to go over there, and I went to that door. We couldn't go inside because it was fucking locked, which I was really pissed on. But I went like that. Swear to God, light faint went. Like a little knock went on the other side. I was like, it's time to go, and I left.
So was that your favorite?
I was like, it was awesome. What is your favorite investigating tool to use?
My laptop.
I guess a camera.
Oh yeah, I guess a camera. Because when I've seen like ghostly stuff, it was
Didn't you
on
talk
camera.
about?
Yeah.
You showed your picture.
Yeah, so a camera. Yeah, I'll say a camera too. I forgot. Okay, number 5. What is your scariest paranormal experience?
I don't say I can't say it was scary, but I guess the most memorable was a friend of mine that I've known for 20 years. I think this was going on the second year I was friends with him. Went knocking on his door, and as I'm waiting, I turn around, I hear someone jogging, and half of his body is visible. The other half of his body was completely like transparent. And it was this guy who apparently died in the neighborhood. He hung himself, killed himself because of a broken heart. That's the story. I don't know 100%, but I literally saw a ghost jogging. And he acknowledged me and kind of looked at me, smiled, but the part that was memorable was the fact that my friend saw him too. And he told me, he's like, you see ghosts too? And I'm like that. And that was probably like one of the most memorable moments for me.
I don't really have a scariest moment actually, because I don't remember ever being like terrified of anything. There's a moment that happened that I don't think was paranormal. I actually relate it more to like aliens, so that would be like probably the scariest. I talked about it actually briefly in one of my videos that I did on my original channel, and it was called like my irrational fears video.
Okay.
But basically I was driving home from a bar when I was in college, and the streets that I used to live off of never had any streetlights because it was considered like an old road, so they just didn't like build any streetlights. So pretty much the light that was there was from houses. Well, there were like a few streetlights, but it wasn't like super lit like a normal road would be at night. And I remember that night specifically, I'm driving and I'm noticing that none of the lights are on. Like, so the only light that I'm seeing is the light from
your
my
headlights.
car. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's only seeing so far ahead of me. And so I'm driving, and like off in the distance down the road, I see this figure in the middle of the road. And as I'm getting closer, it's starting to form a better shape. And then it started to move out of the middle of the road to the side of the road. So
You saw a ghost manifesting.
I don't think it was a ghost, because it was like a physical thing. And as I got closer, I slowed down because also in the area that I used to live, there was tons of horse stables everywhere. So I was like, oh, maybe it's a horse that got out, because it had like a shape of a horse kind of.
That's crazy.
So I figured it was a horse. So I slowed down. God, it's like giving me chills as I'm talking about it. And as I passed it, I was going really slow, like 2 miles an hour, because I wanted to see if it was a horse. Oh, it's like freaking me out. So I like looked out the window this way because it was my passenger window. And as I looked out the window, the creature looked into my window by lowering its head, and its eyes were glowing, but it had the face of like a humanoid creature on like a horse body. And I was overcome with like this like innate fear. Like I needed to get out of that area.
That's
like
insane.
I was so scared. Suddenly my whole body was just like in like flight mode, and I fucking floored it on my car. And like the scariest part was that I was only like a quarter of a mile from my house. So I drove as fast as I could, turned down my street, parked my car, literally bolted to the front door, was like fumbling with my keys to get inside. And then of course I get inside my bedroom, and my bedroom faces the front of the house, and my blinds are completely open. So then I start freaking out thinking it's gonna be in my window.
You thought it was following you?
Yeah, I thought it was following me.
Fuck.
So that, it like actually freaks me out thinking about it, because like after it happened I was like, did that actually happen? Like the flight did not leave. Like I still felt like I was in danger.
That's cool.
So that would probably, but I don't think that was a ghost though. I really think it was like an actual creature. Maybe like a bad.
You know,
creature?
there
I don't
are
know.
such thing as like animal spirits, right?
But animal spirits with like a human-ish face. Like I don't know. It was
I don't know.
weird.
So that would be your scariest paranormal experience.
Yeah.
Would you think? I mean, you think UFOs would be paranormal? Fall under the paranormal
I think
category?
so.
The reason why I asked is because question number 6 is, what is it? What's your favorite paranormal experience? I do have a favorite one. It's not a ghost, but on my father's side, he remarried and they live in North Carolina, and I think it was one Christmas year, like 2 years ago. I'm outside in the back and just wanted to have a moment because his backyard's huge, and it's fucking freezing, and just a moment of just like stillness and just like the cold air. I was like, wow, that's really nice. I look up and I see this like green ball of light. Solid, right? It's like it didn't have any like, residual around it. It's just like solid green light, and it starts going vroom, vroom, vroom. Like it starts moving like this, and it just all of a sudden just fucking took off. And I was like, the fuck is that? And first thing I thought of was like, okay, maybe a drone. But I was like, at the time, drones weren't as popular as they are now.
Yeah.
They weren't very common where you
Yeah.
can go and get one for like $200.
Yeah.
Right? So I walked inside, and I was a bit frosty, aka had a couple drinks in me, but not to the point where I started fucking seeing shit. That's never
Yeah.
happened to me before. I asked my dad, I'm like, you ever notice a green light? Whatever. And he's like, no. Next morning, I remembered, because it was so fresh in my mind, I Googled that bitch. Apparently, in that area, because he lives in Wilmington, North Carolina, people have found and even went after, like, chased down this green light. And apparently it's a common thing that they see UFOs there.
Really?
Fucking weird. They say it's UFO. I don't know. I didn't fucking see the UFO thing, but
Yeah.
could have been a paranormal experience. It was really cool.
I don't know, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's two that pop in my mind, but like one is kind of just like my memory of it is based off of my mother's memory.
Okay.
But that would be when I was younger and had my imaginary friend, and my mom we had the lights off in the house, and she was giving me a bath, like about to put me in bed. And I looked down the dark hallway and I said, "Mom, my friend." And she turned around and she's like, "No one's there." And I'm like, "No, he's standing right there. He's waving." And my mom, like, freaked out because she thought that I meant, like, there was someone in the house. So she, like, ran through the house, turned on all the lights. And I remember, like, it's weird because I remember, like, even though I can't remember it, like, I remember him just standing in the hall and my mom walking right past him. And then she came out, she's like, "No one's there." And I'm like, "Mom, you walked right past him. Like, he's right there." So that pops in my head, even though it's, like,
Wow.
my memory is kind of her memory in a way. And then I really enjoyed the ghost tour that I did in Kissimmee, where I got those photos.
Yeah, those photos were
that was
killer.
pretty cool.
Number 7. Do you know anyone else personally who has paranormal experiences?
Yeah.
I do.
We're in the same room, but like I know other people as well.
I know other people too. I'll say mine. My mom. I think that's where I kind of get the whole gift of seeing ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
I would never fuck with a Ouija board.
Yeah, I would not.
And she actually had, I remember growing up, had the real deal fucking Ouija board. Because at some point, They were pretty popular, and the guy who created it actually killed himself. So I'm like, I'm don't fuck with him.
I'm good.
Not, yeah, so.
So, number 8. Do you have trouble convincing friends and family about your paranormal experiences?
I don't.
I'm kind of like on the fence. I feel like I've had people who believe me, but I've also had people who think I'm lying.
Yeah.
Or like, I'm not really sure what I saw kind of
Yeah.
thing, so.
Question number 9. Favorite paranormal TV show or movie? The one I've been very fond of, but the guy is a complete douche because he's really weird. I like Ghost Adventures.
Ghost Adventures, okay.
Yeah. The host, again, his name is Zach Bagans. He's a little douchey. I don't think he does it intentionally. It's just who he is. Like,
Is he the guy with all the tattoos on his arm?
yeah,
Okay,
and like
yeah.
when you watch it, like in the beginning, he goes, "We want answers." Like really weird. I'm like, dude, really? Get laid.
I know what show you're talking about now. It's the show where they repeat what they hear.
Yeah.
Like 27
like 3
times.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little annoying, but the reason why I prefer that one is because I legitimately feel, based on what they find, that a lot of their stuff is more genuine than what you see on other shows. Some of the other things could be fabricated, especially if you don't find anything.
Yeah.
You're going to come up with your own fake shit because you need to fucking have somebody watch that episode. Movie-wise, I think The Conjuring is probably the closest thing you'll ever get to like a paranormal movie that's like crazy this generation, but before that was definitely The fucking Exorcist.
I guess movie would be The Others.
The Others was really good.
With Nicole Kidman.
That was a good movie.
It's one of
I
my
forgot about that
favorite scary movies, actually. I think for the TV show portion of it, I don't know. Like, I don't really watch paranormal TV shows. The few paranormal shows that I have seen that I really enjoy watching, I don't remember the name of it, but I think it's called America, A Haunting, or what is it called? Or like A Haunting, An American Story. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where like they take these like recounts from like real people, but they stage it. So like they reenact what happened. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's boring.
No, I love them.
Oh.
Like they're so like creepy. Like I just love like.
It's like watching an ID show of another 48 hours.
Yeah, I love those
like,
too. I love those shows.
God, when the wife goes missing, they blame the husband.
Whatever.
When my wife watches it and it goes to commercial, she looks at me like this. Like, what? I didn't fucking kill the bitch.
Number 10. What would be your dream place to investigate? I've been there, but I think it would be really interesting to go as like a paranormal investigation. That would be Alcatraz for me. But I've been there like on a regular tour. But I think doing like a ghost Alcatraz tour would be really cool.
Did you see Al Capone's cell?
Probably. I went when I was like 15.
Apparently it's like the one that's furnished and shit like that. It has like a fucking...
Maybe I didn't then.
Yeah.
I just know that like they took all of us kids and like put us in a cell and locked the door and pretended to be like, okay, bye. And I'm like, ooh.
There's 2 places. One I am extremely terrified about, and I researched it, and it actually was an episode on Ghost Adventures, but I knew about it beforehand. It's this island, and I think it's in Italy. It's kind of like Alcatraz in a way. Mm-hmm. And originally it was built, I think, as a hospital in a way. I don't remember the reason behind it, but they said close to like over 100,000 people die there.
Oh.
Like what they would do is like anyone that was sick or fucked up in the head.
Oh, I do know what you're talking about now.
And they sent them there.
Yeah, I do know what you're
And
talking about.
there was one time they were actually trying to fix the place up and do renovations, whatever. And these people were absolutely fucking terrified, and they were scared, and they never went back. And people would go there and commit suicide. It's supposed to be one of the most haunted places in the world. The other place is this forest in Japan where people go and commit suicide.
I've heard about that too.
Where they go and
Yeah, I've heard about that too.
I would just want to go in there and just see. Like, that would be really fucking crazy. Do you prefer to investigate alone or in a group?
Alone. No, in a group.
I've gone to places that people shouldn't go by themselves alone. It's a rush. Stupid, but it's a rush. Yeah.
When you're alone, it's like hard to convince someone who
Unless
wasn't
you're
there.
recording or
Yeah.
doing something like that.
Yeah.
If I went in a group, let's say if I went with you, it would have to be someone who is at the same mindset wise of
I don't
understanding
know. I
it.
don't think it needs, like, for me, it doesn't. It could be skeptics as well, because
Sure.
I feel like if something happened, then maybe it would be like.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it would, in a group, I would go with obviously someone who was,
Yeah.
doesn't believe in it, but that'd be interesting. So me personally, I would probably prefer going alone.
Number 12. Is your home haunted?
Mine currently, no, it's not.
Okay. I don't.
Yours isn't.
Huh?
Hers isn't.
This building's not. I'll leave it at that. This building is not haunted, but I feel like there are haunted buildings in this place. But I will tell you this, my work is haunted.
Is it?
Yes. My job, like where I work, it is haunted because there have been times where I will be there alone, either after hours or before, and the door, like I will hear the door shut, like in the hallway, and there's no one there. I've heard weird, I don't know if it's just because it's an old building, but I've heard creaks and stuff that freak me out. And then just the other day, actually, I think on Thursday, we kept hearing something in an office of someone who was actually out of town for a trade show, and it got to the point where I kept hearing it, and then it occurred 3 times in a row. Like, it almost was like someone kept, like, tapping the door, or, like, just, it was weird. And I looked up at my coworker, and I said, "Did you hear that?" He goes, "You heard that, right?"
You know what you guys should do?
It's literally, like...
Set up a camera.
No, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it because then I don't want to go to work. Like, I don't want to know. Like, I know that it is, but I don't want to see anything because if I do, I will not want to go to work.
Guys, in the comments, I want to see how many people vote that Kaylee sets up a camera at her job.
No, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Because I promise you, if I see something there, that is it. I will not go to work. I will have no job. I will have no income. Keep it up. Number 13, the last question. Have you ever had any paranormal experiences with animals?
I mean, I had a dog. She was a Great Dane, was my first dog. When she passed away, it was really tough on me because I had her when I was a baby. Like, literally, it was my gift coming into this world, basically, and my mom got her for me. I would say probably like 2 weeks after she passed away, my door opened up. My door when I was, that was my room. And kind of closed after it, and I kind of felt like on my feet, like a tail wagging, in a way. But it was like, it was kind of like a stub, and she used to always do that to wake me up. And no, I just felt her one time, like afterwards. I felt that she was there, and like she always was by my side. So yeah, I would say that was probably like my one-off experience I had.
I have. The one that stands out in my mind was right after my dog Max, who we had to put down. He had tumors, and he had 3 seizures in one day, so we had to put him down. Man. And so my parents put him down, didn't tell me, and I was at college that day. So when I got home and found out, I was like devastated, and it was terrible. And then a couple weeks after he passed, I had a dream, and I actually talked about this in one of my videos too, and I started crying, but like it's been long enough now that I can talk about it without crying. But I had a dream where I was in my backyard, and it was night, and when I lived at my parents' house, they had like a long backyard. Like it was like football field length. Like they owned like it just had a big backyard.
That's awesome.
So I'm standing and it's dark, but like I can see something running towards me, and in the dark. And as it gets closer, I start to feel a little more fearful. So I go inside of the screened-in patio.
And you're dreaming this?
In my dream.
Okay.
So as the thing is moving quicker towards me, I notice that it's my dog Max. And at first I'm like, oh, it's Max, but then I realize he's angry, so I go into the screen patio and I shut the door. He comes to the screen patio, he's like snarling and ripping at the patio and just trying to get in, and so I realize he's gonna break through this screen. And I run back to the glass door where the house is, and I get it open just in time as he breaks through the screen, slam the door shut, and he's scratching at the glass and he can't get through, because obviously it's glass. And then I wake up. And when I wake up, I had this overwhelming sense of if I looked over the side of my bed, I would see Max. Like, so I just laid in my bed, face up, refused to look over the side of my bed because I had a feeling that if I looked, Max would be there and he would be angry at me. And I always associated that dream with him being mad that I wasn't there when he was put down. And I don't think he was actually mad. I think that was me internally upset that I was not there for him. But I really do feel like that was an experience of him being there. And maybe it was just me feeling like he would be mad at me, and maybe he really wouldn't have been. But that was a serious experience.
Wow.
Yeah, it was intense. But I haven't had any experiences with Millie yet. I say yet because I don't know if it will happen or not, but...
Well, that was crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was interesting.
Yeah.
It was a fun time. Hope you guys liked it.
Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. I think we got serious for some of them, but like, the more you know.
People around you would never realize that probably sees could see
Yeah.
a spirit or have had encounters or just situations where they're even doubting or questioning themselves. And
Yeah.
sometimes it's good to have an open mind, because let me tell you, there's things about this world that you don't understand, and we probably never will, especially in this lifetime.
True.
So, fun times. Happy Halloween.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
Bye.